That's right, we are going to talk about the Thundercats. I hope you enjoyed the video. The Thundercats cartoon ran from 1985 to 1989 here in the US. The show, which featured a fictional group of cat-like humanoid aliens, was actually animated in Japan, but was produced, written, and voice acted here in the US. The Thundercats were created by Tobin Ted Wolfe under the Telepictures Corporation umbrella, which later merged with Lorimar Productions, which was later purchased by Warner Brothers in January of 1989. And I can tell you that almost from the start, the Thundercats were represented in comic books. The first Thundercats comic book series based upon the animated TV series was released in 1985. This first series was published by Marvel Comics through the Star Comics imprint and lasted for 3 years and 24 issues. In 2002, Wildstorm Productions, an imprint of DC, published a series of Thundercats miniseries and also one-shots. And there have been a few additional titles released in the United Kingdom for the Thundercats dating all the way back to the mid-80s. In addition to comics, the Thundercats have also appeared in a few video games. The first game, The Thundercats, The Lost Eye of Thundera, was released by Elite Systems in 1987. This side-scrolling game, based upon the original animated TV show, allowed gamers to seize control of Lion-O to navigate through 14 levels in search of the missing eye of Thundera. The game was available for several home systems, including the very popular Commodore 64. In the early 2000s, there were a lot of rumors that the Thundercats were going to be made into a CGI animated feature film. It was rumored that a script had been written, a director selected, and that audiences would see the movie in the summer of 2010. Clearly those rumors have been proven to be untrue, despite the fact that concept art has been leaked online. And I can tell you that there is a hilarious quote-unquote Thundercats trailer that is available on YouTube that someone actually created using footage from action movies like Troy and Pitch Black. Despite the fact that a movie has never been made, the Thundercats have continued to appear on the small screen over the last few decades since the original cartoon. In 2011, the Cats returned to TV for a short-lived 26-episode cartoon that was canceled after a single season. And just recently, I want to say that a third TV series was released on the Cartoon Network. This third series, which has very little resemblance to the original series, has not been well received based upon everything that I've seen and read online. The big question is, will the Thundercats make a resurgence in popularity again? So I am definitely keeping my fingers crossed, because we don't know what's going to happen with the Thundercats in the future, but I am a huge fan of these characters and of the cartoon, and I'm hopeful that they can actually do something with it down the road. But like I said, we don't know what the future actually holds. But with that said, I want to actually show you guys a couple of books that are in my collection. And by my collection, I'm referring to my extended collection, which many of you are already aware of. But there is a nice stack of books right here in front of me that I want to share that actually come from that very first series that we were just talking about. The series that was released by Star Comics, which was an imprint of Marvel Comics back in the day. And the very first book that I'll show you is this one right here. This is Thundercats issue number 24. And according to Key Collector app, this is actually a scarce issue. This is the very last issue, the one that was released as part of that very first volume. And supposedly it is pretty hard to find, but this is a really nice grade of this particular book. The next book that is here is also another book that was deemed by Key Collector app to also be scarce. This is issue number 23. Really cool cover right there featuring Lion-O right there. The next one is issue number 22. And I can tell you that I have the vast majority of this entire run with a few exceptions. Here is issue number 21, really nice yellow cover right there. And then this next one is also deemed by Key Collector app to be a scarce issue. Features Lion-O riding a unicorn. This is issue number 20. Cool cover. Here is issue number 19. You can see down in the bottom the Star logo. Also up there, the Marvel logo here is actually really small versus some of the ones that I just showed you a few moments ago where Marvel had a more prominent position. Here is issue number 17, featuring some gargoyles right there. Here is issue number 16. Very large spider. Here is issue number 15, another yellowish cover. Issue number 14. Issue number 12, and I will also tell you that in many cases, as I worked my way through the box or the bin where these books were kept, here's issue number 11. There are actually multiple copies of several of these issues. Not a whole lot of the more scarce versions or issues, but there are a healthy number of doubles, and in some cases more than that. Issue number 10 right there. Here is issue number 8, and this issue reminds me of one of my favorite books from Amazing Spider-Man. I'm not sure if you guys remember what issue that is, but if you do, drop it in the comments there. But that definitely reminds me of an ASM cover. Here is issue number 7. We're definitely in the home stretch. Here is issue number 6. Very cool cover there. Here is issue 5. Issue 4, 3, and there's a healthy number of these in the bin. A lot of copies of this one, number 2 right there. And at last count, here's issue number 1. Actually, I have 34 copies. 34 copies of issue number 1. There are a lot of copies. I actually found an invoice from the previous owner where he actually bought a bundle of the books. I want to say there were 14 or so in this single bundle, and I think he paid a total of $5 for all 14 issues. But a lot of really nice copies of issue number 1 in the collection. So there you have it. That is essentially an almost full run of the Thundercats. And like I said earlier, we don't know what the future holds. And I am hopeful that this fantastic cartoon that many of us enjoyed back in the 80s will have a resurgence and maybe will be seen on a small or big screen at some point in the near future. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, I certainly want to encourage you to hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment behind so we can mix it up in the comment section. And if you need to reach out to me, you can do that as well on Instagram at Regie Collects. Take care.